Not Easily Broken by T.D. Jakes is a powerful, faith-centered exploration of marriage, relationships, brokenness, and restoration, drawing from biblical principles, pastoral counseling, and real-life experiences. Presents marriage as a divine covenant that, though tested by trials, can be healed and strengthened through humility, forgiveness, and God's grace. The book's title comes from Ecclesiastes 4:12. A threefold cord is not quickly broken, symbolizing a marriage held together by husband, wife, and God. 1. God's original design for marriage. Jakes emphasizes that marriage is God-ordained, not merely a social contract. It is meant to reflect unity to becoming one, purpose, partnership, legacy, and destiny. Spiritual covering. God as the binding force. When God is removed from the center, marriages become fragile and vulnerable to pressure. 2. Understanding brokenness. Brokenness is not always sudden. It often develops gradually through poor communication, emotional neglect, unresolved conflict, pride and selfishness, external pressures, finances, work stress, family interference. Jakes explains that many couples are wounded individuals trying to love, carrying unresolved pain from childhood, past relationships, or unmet expectations. 3. The power of a threefold cord. A marriage becomes not easily broken when God is actively invited into daily life. Prayer becomes a shared discipline. Spiritual values guide decisions. Without God, love depends on emotions. With God, love is sustained by commitment and covenant. 4. Communication, the lifeline of marriage. One of the book's strongest themes is communication. Jake stresses that silence can be as destructive as harsh words. Misunderstanding often precedes major conflicts. Listening is more important than winning arguments. Healthy communication requires honesty, patience, and empathy. 5. Forgiveness and healing. No marriage survives without forgiveness. Jakes teaches that forgiveness is a choice, not a feeling. Holding grudges poisons intimacy. Healing begins when both partners accept responsibility. He warns against emotional scorekeeping, which keeps wounds open instead of allowing restoration. 6. Roles, expectations, and respect. The book challenges unrealistic expectations shaped by culture and media. Jakes highlights the importance of mutual respect, servant leadership in marriage, understanding differences between men and women without competition. Marriage thrives when partners stop trying to change each other and start supporting growth. 7. Sexual intimacy and emotional connection. Jakes addresses intimacy honestly, teaching that sex is spiritual as well as physical. Emotional distance affects physical closeness. Intimacy requires safety, trust, and vulnerability. Neglecting this area can open doors to temptation and resentment. 8. Weathering storms together. Every marriage faces storms: illness, financial strain, betrayal, disappointment. Jakes explains that storms reveal the strength of the foundation. Couples must fight for each other, not against each other. Crisis can either destroy or deepen the bond. A marriage anchored in God grows stronger through adversity. 9. Restoration is always possible. One of the book's most hopeful messages is that broken marriages are not beyond repair. Jakes encourages counseling and spiritual mentorship, renewed commitment, trusting God for rebuilding what seems lost. God specializes in restoration, even when human effort feels exhausted. 10. Lessons for singles and engaged couples. Though focused on marriage, the book also offers wisdom for singles. Choose wisely, not emotionally. Heal before committing. Understand that love requires work, not fantasy. Preparation is as important as passion. Core themes at a glance. Marriage is a covenant, not a contract. God must be the third strand. Communication and forgiveness sustain love. Brokenness can be healed. Commitment outlasts emotions. Conclusion. Not Easily Broken is both corrective and compassionate. T.D. Jakes does not romanticize marriage, but presents it as redeemable, resilient, and sacred when surrendered to God. The book reassures couples that failure is not final, pain is not permanent, and love when anchored in God is stronger than the forces that try to tear it apart. For more insightful and faith-lifting audiobooks, do well to like and subscribe to this channel. Thank you for watching and listening to us today.